today we will talk about countable and uncountable nouns. Let's first start off with countable nouns. Countable nouns are things that can be counted one by one. Use many, a few, or numbers before countable nouns. These nouns can be plural, such as I bought 2 shirts and a scarf. We saw many cars and a few vans. Countable nouns can be apple, animal, cat, cup, donut, friend, idea, question, teacher, tooth, and piano. For example, of course, there are more. So here we have 4 examples. I bought 7 pens. Do you have a notebook? He has many donuts. So here, for example, you can count the donuts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can answer, we count them one by one. So he has 9 donuts. Countable nouns, obviously. And for example, you could also say, I have a lot of cats, or you have 2 bags, or he has many donuts. As you can see here, we use a lot, 2 or many also for countable nouns. Easy, right? Then let's take a look at uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns are things that cannot be counted one by one. We use much or little, some or any before uncountable nouns. These nouns cannot be plural and cannot come after a. For example, music, attention, advice, traffic, coffee, trash, happiness, fun, homework, information. I think coffee and happiness are like a very good example to explain how uncountable nouns work. So for example, here you have a cup of coffee. So you can count how many cups of coffee you have. But you cannot count that one by one how much coffee you have inside. So you can say it in like milliliters or liters, but you cannot say, I have 5 coffee. Yeah, 5 cups of coffee is okay. Or like I have a coffee. It's not, no, it doesn't work. Same for happiness. You cannot count, I have 4 happiness. I have 7 fun. You cannot count it one by one. So you can say if you have a lot or not, but you cannot say I have 7 happiness. It doesn't work. So let's take a look at our examples. I had some tea at lunch. They didn't have any juice left. So you cannot count like how much tea you had one by one, but you had some. So you didn't have a liter, like a gallon of, for example, a gallon of tea, but you had maybe a cup of tea, some tea. She needs some coffee. I do need some coffee right now, so I actually have my coffee here. So I can count my cups of coffee. I can, for example, say I drink 5 cups of coffee a day, but if I want to say like how much coffee is inside here, I cannot say 1 coffee, 2 coffee, 3 coffee. That doesn't work. I need some coffee. Then, do they have any homework? You cannot count your homework one by one, but you can say if you have a lot or like not. And then there isn't any milk. Milk is also a liquid, so you cannot say 1 milk, 2 milk, 3 milk. It doesn't work. Uncountable nouns and much. We usually use much for negatives and questions. Like for example, they don't have much fun. Is there much traffic? So as you can see, here's a negative because of don't. Is there much traffic? Question mark, question. So we use negatives, questions, don't, and question. Easy. Sorry. Right. Okay. Then a lot, some, and any can be used with both uncountable and countable nouns. Yeah. Any is for negatives and questions only. So we have a lot of pets. A lot of. Eat some chips. Chips, you can count one by one, but still, some chips. Do you have any questions? Any, it's a question, so any. I do not, negative, see any apples. Easy. Okay. Then let's take a look at our uncountable nouns. I found a lot of information online. A lot of. She needs some coffee. I still do. Do you have any questions? It's a question, so any. I don't see any apples. Do not, so any. There isn't any milk. Isn't any. It's negative, so any. Because there's no milk. Okay. Some nouns can be both countable and uncountable. Such as, we have this class 3 times a week, 3 classes a week. How much time do we need? Countable, uncountable. You cannot say how much time you need. You cannot count the time one by one, but you can say if you have the same class 3 times, you can count it. I have it on Mondays, I have it on Wednesdays, I have it on Fridays, 3 times a week. Then I heard a noise. Kids make a lot of noise. I heard a noise, one noise, so I can count it. It's only one. Like, that's a noise. Kids make a lot of noise. When you have 20 kids and one is screaming, one is hitting, one is, I don't know, playing the piano. They make a lot of noise. You cannot count, oh, one noise here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's so much noise, you cannot count one by one. Oh, noise, 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 noise. 1, 2, doesn't work. A lot of noise together. It's loud and you hear it's loud, but you cannot count it. And his apartment has 5 rooms. Sorry, rooms. There is room in my bag for 5 bags. Okay, I wanted to write books, but I wrote bags. I'm so sorry. Books. His apartment has 5 rooms. So when you go into his apartment, you can count 1 room, 2 rooms, 3 rooms, 4 rooms, 5 rooms. But when you say, oh, there's a lot of room in my bag for 5 bags of books, you can use, you cannot count a room one by one because there's only 1 room in your bag in which a lot of things fit, but you cannot say, I have, I don't know, 5 bags, rooms. Doesn't work. It's just, you have 1 room, you have a space for something, but you cannot count it one by one. Then let's take a look at our summary. Countable nouns are things that can be counted one by one. We use a, many, a few, or numbers before countable nouns. Countable nouns can be plural. Uncountable nouns are things that cannot be counted one by one. Uncountable nouns cannot be plural and they cannot come after a. We usually use much for negatives and questions. Some nouns can be both countable and uncountable. Thank you very much and have a nice day.